All right, Pleasure P. How's it going?
Man, I can't complain, fresh off of the Champagne and Roses tour. We just ended at me, Neo, and Mario. So I'm like just, having a good after tour celebration here in LA.
Okay, what's it like being on tour with Neo and Mario?
Um, it's for me, it's like grown up. It's like seeing everybody just have fun but still handle their business. Everybody show up to sound check on time. Everybody, does their show on time, and everybody just about their business and about their money. So I like being around, stuff like that. And as you get to see the show every night, it gets better and better and better, and it keeps showing your game because everybody else is on point around you. So you'll never want to be the one to just slip up, or you know what I'm saying. So it kind of just keep you, like iron sharpen iron. It kind of keep you on that kind of thing.
Is this different from when you were a kid coming up?
Yes, it's definitely different from when I was a kid coming up. When I was a kid coming up on tour, you might walk in a room and see somebody getting head and like, oh, wrong door, and then go to the next door, and then two guys running the train on.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Well, I thought we would kind of start from the beginning and get to know you a little bit better, man. So, for people who might not know, well, where are you originally from?
So for people that don't know me, originally from Miami, I was a solo artist by the name of Pretty Boy. Um, I wrote songs like "Shorty, Would You Be Mine" and "Agent Number the Number" and stuff like that when I was younger. I come from a musical background, a musical family. My mother was in music, and so was my father. My father and my mother was in the same band. That's how they hooked up. And then my father ended up joining a group called Silver Platinum, which they got signed to Capitol Records. And one of the group members, Michael Sterling, he's like an uncle to me. He came out with songs like "Lovers and Friends," which Usher and Little John sampled, and a Holiday, which Trick Daddy sampled Thug Holiday with. So that's just like a little short story of me coming up around the musical background. But I've been singing since I was 9 years old, and songwriting since I was around that age too. Fast forward, I ended up, looking for a label and ended up running into Pretty Ricky's father, Blue Star. He had a label called Blue Star Records, and he said, "Yo, come to the studio and do a record with the guys." They were a group. It was three of them. They were a group called the Mavericks, and I did a song with them, and the first song that we recorded was called "Grind on Me." And then after I recorded "Grind on Me," it was like, you know what, you gotta join the group. So we collaborated, and the rest is history when it comes to the Pretty Ricky thing.
Let's go back a little bit, man. What were you like in high school?
In high school, I was more so like the guy that would sing to the girls and that kind of thing, but don't play with me because you know I'll fight you too. You know what I'm saying? I was just around, you know, hotheads and stuff like that. And we will fight the other side of town and all kind of stuff in school. And it was just that, but pretty much over nothing. But it was like that in high school. Never had a problem getting no girls. Never been lame. Never nothing like that. Can nobody ever say that about me?
Did you ever have a regular job?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I worked for I did telemarketing when I was in high school. I worked for a moving company when I was in high school. I worked for a cleaning company when I was in high school, meaning I would have to get out of school, take my bike, put it on the city bus, drive my bike to the hospital, buff, strip and wax floors, go home, do my homework, and go to school the next day. I did that too.
Damn. And what? How come you quit? Did the music start picking up for you?
Not really. I quit because I ended up moving with my uncle, and my uncle had like a trap house, so I learned how to sell dope then, and I just started doing that and seeing money and life from a different aspect. So I used a lot of that to, you know, pay for my demos and stuff like that.
Okay, now you meet the main guy that becomes the head guy of your group, and you go do "Grind on Me," and that's the first song that you do. It was that, how crazy was that being the first song that you guys actually sat down and recorded together?
You know, we don't. I don't know. I can't really tell you. Like it was just. It took us like 4 days to record it because me and Baby Blue was the engineer, and we just took our time, you know, doing the harmonies and just different, and telling this person to come in and do his part and that and that and that and that. So it was just a little process, but you know, when you working, you don't really think nothing of it. It's just like okay, and then we'll play the song for girls over the phone. What you think it is? They'd be like, I like it, I like it. And then shortly after we recorded more songs, but they were still a rap group. They didn't know to center it around singing and stuff like that. We didn't know. And then once Jim Johnson and Big D focused on the group, they kind of centered the hooks and things, and we came up with our formula, and that's what you get today when you hear a Pretty Ricky record.
Okay, and I believe you were staying with Baby Blue at the time, or you ended up staying with him.
Ended up staying with him. What do you mean?
Okay, well he said that you guys recorded "Grind on Me," and then you made a phone call home, and there was a bunch of drama going on or something. So you ended up just staying with him while you guys did more recording for a while.
Nah. So the day I recorded "Grind on Me," one of my friends that I was trapping with, he ended up going to jail the same day as I would have probably been there with him, but I was at the studio recording "Grind on Me," and because they lived so far out west, their father was just like, you know, it's best for you to stay over here, just because if we gotta go do a show or we gotta do something, you ain't somewhere else. I need all of y'all right here. So that's pretty much why I stayed. But outside of that, you know, I don't know. That was the only drama I could think of.
Okay, now you guys record "Grind on Me," and you guys record a bunch of more songs. Are you guys signed at this time? Like at one point, do the
Nah, we
labels
not
get
signed.
involved?
We not signed at all. We didn't get signed until Atlantic Records. Craig Cowman came down. Our song was the most, you know, played song on Power 96 at the time, and we signed to Atlantic first, and then we was walking in the house one day, and their father was like, you know, y'all got to sign this, you know, for Atlantic, you know, just, you know, sign this contract. And we all just signed. And that was to his production company, but we just signed because, you know, we figured he had our best interests at heart, and we listened to him and looked up to him a lot. And we just did, you know, we were just young. We was like, all right, okay, whatever, you know, cool. And then that's how the signing happened.
And now that you're signed, how do things change? You know, you guys got all these songs. Do they
For
want you
me,
to
I just
record new
wasn't
songs?
happy. For me personally, I just wasn't happy. And I'm the type of person, like, I'm a man of integrity. And if I'm not happy about something, I don't care what it is. I don't care the dollar amount. My happiness is more. And it just kind of went to the point where we were together so much on the road all the time. And, you know, I kind of just wanted my own place, my own space, like my own crib, my own car and stuff like that. Cause he was very like strict on us to where like when we get off the road, we can't go nowhere. You know, imagine us like back then, we couldn't go to malls and stuff because girls would chase us and things like that. So when we get home, you can't go nowhere. You know, you just kind of just stuck in the house, and only thing you can do is have girls come see you, and pretty much that's it. And I got at this time I got a son, and I got my mom, and I got my you know, my own family and people. So I feel like it was just time for me to get my own independence. And at that particular time, he was like, "I'm gonna put all of y'all money in one pot. All of our money is together, and whatever." And we worked so much, we didn't have time to spend money. So I went to the father and I said, "Yo, I want to separate my money, and I want my own place and my own car." And that's when he said, "You don't have any money." And I said, "Well, what do you mean I don't have any money? You know, we done did all these shows and did all this." He said, "You don't have any money." So I said, "Well, can I get a solo deal like Young Jeezy? Maybe that can get me some money And I'm asking him, can I, do that with him? And he was like, I own you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how you own me? I only signed a contract to be in the group. Oh, and then that's when I flew to New York and got my own lawyer and found out, what the contract was, what publishing was like. I had to learn the business real quick. And they didn't know at the time because, that's their father and stuff. And he kind of put us against each other for some time until, let's say this is the NWA movie, I'm Ice Cube, until people started noticing, oh shit, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what happened.
Now, at one point, you kind of get your statements and you find out they're overcharging you for a whole bunch of stuff?
Oh yeah, at one point when I said I wanted my to separate, I said why don't I have any money? He sent me this itemized list, and Baby Blue said, man, I was the one to type up the list. It was wrong, dog. It was wrong. But he was charging me for forks and knives in the house, sheets, plates, anything, the pillow that was on the couch, like just itemized this or nothing. I'm like, well, I never asked to stay with you, bro. I could have, had I known this, I would have just stayed home and whatever. Why didn't you say this? And it was wrong at the time. He just was, maybe that he's older. I don't know if he would ever, I don't know if he would ever admit to it, but he was just a little controlling. And sometimes people, when they get money, they don't see it for what it is at the time. But now that everybody's older now, it's just like that, we've been there, done that. But that's who you was during the time. I watched everybody change into something different at one point. But how do you handle success and stuff like that without a therapist, or you know what I mean? Like it rub off on everybody a different way.
Man, and you never got paid $1 from all that work?
Eventually, because of the streaming and stuff like that, we found little ways for us to make money, but the initial royalties and things that we were supposed to get from the Blue Stars album, no, I never received a dime, no. None of us have.
Wow.
Or Late Night Special or any of those things that we wrote and produced and stuff like that. Nah, we didn't receive a dime. Because how it's set up, the label pays the production company. So that when the production company get the money, it's like, that's their father. So they don't want to go against their father because that's their father. You know what I mean? And it's just a whole lot that comes with that. So it's just like, we'll create new money. You know what I'm saying? That's old money. Just let it be, man.
And he owned all your publishing too, and all the masters?
Yeah, he owned he owned everything.
Wow. Okay. Well, Grind With Me comes out and it's a huge hit. What was that time like for you guys blowing up?
Hard work. We just, 4 flights a day, 4 radio stations a day, just work nonstop, man. Just, we'll be home for one day out of a month, and we just work all the time, just performance after performance, interview after interview, it was just work.
Man, do you guys go on tour?
Yeah, we went on the Millennium. We went on the Scream tour, and that was like fun because we were around other people that's our age. So class of '05 was like, Chris Brown. We had young Chris Brown out with us, and T-Pain, and Trey Songz, and Neo was out with us, and Rihanna, and we like the people that came up with us. We would all do radio shows together and stuff like that. So it'll be a good time just kicking it with everybody. And, Bow Wow, everybody was out around that time. So yeah, we would just have a good time when it comes to that, and just being us. Well, of course, we're gonna make the best of it. We think at the time the important things is how many girls you can get. When really you're not even focused on the business because you're too busy having fun and thinking that everything is taken care of until you realize, nah, can't nobody take care of your business but you. As a man, you grow up to learn that, but when you in your early 20s, you don't know that, man.
Man, do you have any wild tour stories from those times?
Wild tour stories. To me, it's normal. To you, it might be wild. But people grown now, so I don't even want to tell these kind of stories because people got kids and they married and stuff like that. And, sometimes what goes on the road just got to stay on the road. So I'm going to just leave it at that. But it was some wild shit, though. I will tell you that.
Okay. All right, for sure, for sure. Now, you end up leaving the group and over this money situation. And how hard was that for you, or was it easy to leave?
It wasn't even for the money though, for me. That was part of it. But for me, it was just having my own independence. All I wanted was, my own condo in a car. Something that was easy. And I guess if you look at Atlantic Records or look at like the people that was involved that we were signed to, they're like, what the fuck is going on? We making millions of dollars. Why would you, I remember one time we were supposed to go overseas to promote the Late Night Special album. And we would do shows and he had to start paying me on the second album, like, for the shows and stuff, my portion. And that's when I learned to do bookings and stuff like that. So I'm hip to deposits and, back ends and stuff like that. And the booking agent would be like, nope, we got to hold the money until the show's actually complete. And he would kind of just pigeon feed me my money to keep me broke, So at this time it was like, yo, it's time to go to London to promote, on the hotline and all of that stuff. And this is when it's bad. And I'm like, well, I don't have any money. And I need to pay my bills before I go. I did these shows. He never sent me my money. So I'm gonna stay here and do vocal lessons with vocal produce B5 and pretty much make money doing that because I'll be in the studio with Jim Johnson working and writing and stuff like that. And I'll never forget it. Craig Kalman got on the phone with me. He says, how much are your bills? I was like, $1,200. He said, hold on. Right away, gave me a $5,000 check and told me to go to London. And I went to London and, Blue Star was like telling the guys, don't let me perform. So when we got to the club, they didn't let me perform. And my manager was like, you know what? You sent us over here for that, Craig? We're leaving. I'm picking him the next flight home. And then somehow it got worked out. But it was little dumb stuff like that happened. It's like, why are you depriving me of $1,200, bro, when I'm making millions of dollars, bro? Why would you do that? Control. You know what I'm saying? Control. Why? I don't know. But it's stuff like that. So that kind of stuff will make you not happy, or you on a tour bus with the workers and they on the whole separate tour bus. And it was a lot going on during that time. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just do these last couple of days and that's it for me. I'm cool. I didn't know what I was gonna be next. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I just know that that the situation wasn't fair, and I just knew that I wasn't happy. So when I put out songs like I Did You Wrong, On My Own, and Rock Bottom, and all of those features that they would try to block me from doing, the streets got them. That's why they like kind of big. I got a lot of big street records. Some of my street records are bigger than my actual records that came out on Atlantic, which is crazy. That actually made my album. But those songs kind of had me working on, Get You Wet with Plies, Let's Vibe with Yo Gotti. I had Rock Bottom with Lil Wayne at the time. So I would go on, shows with those guys in a like during my in-between time of figuring out what the hell I'm gonna do next, while working on the introduction of Marcus Cooper.
How much would you say that he owes you or that they owe you?
He don't owe me nothing.
You don't think you're owed money from back then, or you should have been paid more?
I feel like what happened has happened already, and I don't live in the past. I'm living right now. If it wasn't for that man money initially, I wouldn't probably be talking to you right now today. So I can't take that away from him, and I never will. I will always show respect to him when it comes to that, aspect of things, and that's just how I look at it. I don't feel like I'm owed nothing. I'm still able to do what I love. I'm still able to turn it around and make 20 times what I didn't make in the past.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Well, you eventually completely 100% break away from the group.
Yeah.
What is that like for you?
For me, it was like it was kind of like moving. I'm doing the right things because I'm young, but not knowing that I'm doing the right things. Meaning, I started my own label. I got an investor, but I don't realize that I'm doing it, but I don't realize that I'm doing it. It's like, you can accomplish this, and you got out of that contract, and your song is number 1 now, and I didn't notice it, but yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. When you in it, you don't really see it. That makes sense. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of it was a, you know what it was a learning. It was a lot of learning lessons too. I learned a lot. My first solo album, first time having money on my own, first time, like, you know what I mean, just being able to do things the way that I want to do things. It was fun, but it was also that too.
It was also a struggle.
Definitely a struggle for sure.
Man. Okay. I mean, looking back on things, are you happy you left the group, or do you wish you would have stayed a little longer?
I wish we would have just continued to do what we started doing. It wasn't until people try to switch up everything. Like, imagine accomplishing something the first album and it wins, and then the second album you just switch up everything, and then we all got to find a way again for it to win again. I just wish that we just stayed the course that we had the first album and kept everything the same. Did the second album the same way. Did another album. Just do what we came to do, because I didn't really care about going solo. I wasn't like, oh, I'm this and I'm that. I've never been that kind of person. And I told Baby Blue that I don't want to leave the group. I just want my own crib and my own, I want my independence, but I ain't leaving the group or nothing like that. I just want to be a grown man. I don't want to be living. I'm 20 some years old. I'm living in a house with somebody telling me who to bring and what to do, and I got a kid of my own at this age. So yeah, rightfully so. But yeah, I wish we would do things differently. I would put out more albums, and when it was actually my time to go solo, like I went solo before it was time for me to go solo. I would have built more, and we would have probably crossed over more, and it would have been a bigger thing that I went solo. But I can't really dwell on that. I'm living, I'm happy, and that's the most important part.
And you were doing most of the writing for the songs for the group.
Yeah, yeah. I did my portion. Everybody. I'm gonna say everybody, played their part. The way they were supposed to play their part. I'm not no bigger than nobody. Like, I just do what I do, and I do what I bring to the table, and everybody do the same thing, and that's what make the group.
Okay. Now, when I was doing some research, I seen that you actually worked with Lil Wayne.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I co-wrote Lollipop with Static Major. Um, I did
How'd that
Wild
come
Ones with
about?
Flo Rida. I did a few, a few records.
How did the Lollipop song come about?
Me and Static was in the studio working on the introduction of Marcus Cooper. Um, we actually was freestyling one morning, drunk as hell, coming from a club, mansion or something like that, and we started on the idea, and then it was a whole R&B record that I recorded for my album, and I was just like, I ain't feeling it, and Static was like, that's the one, I'm telling you, that's it, and I was like, nah, it didn't really feel like the one for me. So after I introduced Static to Wayne, they were in Atlanta, and he played him the record. And the next thing you know, Wayne jumps on it, Static stays on it. They tried to keep me on the record, but because I was going through contractual stuff with, Blue, and he'll do things like, they gotta pay me $150,000 for, his thing was to say, make them say no, unless they're gonna do it. 150,000 for them to get in the video or get on the song. And people were like, I can't, Pee Wee wanna, but so I wasn't able to stay on the song. But yeah, I was very much a part of it and I was there. For sure.
Damn, man, that's crazy, man. That's a huge song.
I know.
Huge, man. Huge. Mega hit. Man, congrats on that, man. That's dope, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, you do this big work for Lil Wayne, man, and I would assume now a lot of people are probably calling you looking for hits.
Well, actually, I work with Asylum and Atlantic on like a lot of their new artists, so I'm doing a lot of writing for them as well right now.
Oh, okay.
Trey 23, J Loud, a lot of artists that's coming out on that on that label. I've been doing a lot of writing for.
Okay. I seen that. Yeah, you were just talking about, like features and so like they were making it difficult for you to do features and be on other people's projects.
Exactly. So he was sending out letters to radio stations telling them not to play I Did You Wrong because I'm his artist. Why would anybody do that, right? Then it went from when the song's successful and I promoted it and put my money behind it to, well, that's our artist, so we get paid off for it anyway. It's the same as NWA. I'm like, nah, I'm Ice Cube at the point. It's Lynch Mob. You know what I'm saying? Like I pay for that. I push this record. Y'all got nothing to do with that. So it's the same. It's the same thing, man. But yeah, his thing was make him say no, and every feature that I was supposed to be on, like you could probably hear my background vocals on "Please Excuse My Hands" Plies record. I was supposed to be on that. Well, I did the hook and everything, and then he made him say no. So they took me out for put Jamie Foxx on and left my backgrounds on there. Stuff like that. Bossy for Baby's project, I was on that record. Same thing happened. Told Baby, pay him 150,000 or else. And his thing was just to make him say no. So a lot of songs just came out in the streets. Yo Gotti, Let's Vibe. A lot of them are just like big street anthems and stuff like that.
Damn, man. What do you think was like the biggest song besides Lil Wayne that you weren't able to be on?
That I wasn't able to be on. Now, I think that was the biggest one. 1.3 million first week. You know what I mean? It's Diamond now. I think that was the biggest one.
I was saying besides that one. Is there any other big songs that you missed out on?
I feel like Bust It Baby. I feel like a lot of those records that I'm supposed to be on, yeah, those are all big records. Please Excuse My Hands, that was a big record. A lot of records, man. And then the fact that the word gets out that, oh man, this is what you're gonna go through with him. You can't. So that kind of just, for anybody else that probably wanted me on songs and stuff, they couldn't get me because the word is out that this is what's going on. You know what I mean? So think about that too. What probably would have came my way if I was able to say, hey, I'm on Lollipop. I got a Grammy for it before my album came out. Look, I probably would have been looked at in a different light, but I wasn't able to do so. So.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it would have been a snowball effect.
You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't able to have that. So.
Damn. Well, your album does pretty good, and their album doesn't do as good. Is that what caused a lot of the problems then?
Yep. That's exactly what happened. So they replaced me. Well, they replaced me. Oh, I left. Then they replaced me. They came with an album that Baby Blue produced. Didn't do so good. I came out with a hit album. All my stuff, #1, it's doing good. And then that's when the problem starts. Because I think it was supposed to be like their album. They're supposed to have 6 months to promote, and then I have 6 months. You know what I mean? And then we just rotate until we put the group back together. I guess that's what Craig Kalman's vision was. And I don't know, it's like they was trying to be out at the same time as me. It's like, no, you guys had your 6 months, it's my time. And then they would try to get on the same radio shows, and then Atlantic would be like, no, because it's his time. So we don't want them on the radio show. If you put them on the radio show, then you won't get T.I., you won't get Trey Songz, you won't get, and it'll be like that. And then it's just a war, bro. that I don't have nothing to do with at the time. I don't have nothing to do with that part of the business. You know what I'm saying? But it's a war at that time, and yeah, that's what the problem was at that time.
And they tried to replace you. They tried to put somebody else in your place, and it didn't work out too good for
Um, you be the judge of that.
them. Okay. Well, I mean,
I'm not gonna say what and what, but I just know musically what I'm good at doing, and you can hear the difference. That's all I'm gonna say.
okay. Was it a surprise to see somebody else out there kind of like in your spot on stage? I mean, I believe it was like even 106 in Park. You know, they kind of surprised everybody.
I didn't care. Like I'm one of them kind of people. When I'm working on me, I was busy working on songs and working. I didn't care. And I wasn't worried about what the next man was doing. I was not worried about anything. I wasn't in no competition with nobody. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just focused on what I'm doing.
I hear you. Okay, now at one point you guys actually do kind of come back together and kind of work things out a little bit.
After they realized that, oh, I was right the whole time, we had to sit down and we did a song called Puddles. We put that out, and then we did some shows and sold out everywhere. And then that's when it all clicked in everybody's head, like, oh, this is possible to do. And then we did some Millennium tours, and we dropped another single called Body. And then once Body came out, COVID happened, and then it kind of just, the story from there. Baby Blue went to prison after COVID, and then I ended up going on the tour solo. I still held it down for the team because every time I perform one of the songs, it still, it still keep the team alive. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just got for the Champagne and Roses tour. So I just released a new song called Galaxy. It's on all streaming platforms right now. You should check it out. The video is out now too. And we're just waiting for everybody to really get right. Blue just got out, so at some point we'll probably do another reunion tour or something like that for the fans, and that's that.
Okay, well, you guys are having, you guys had some setbacks, but at least you guys kind of worked through your issues, to where you guys can work now, and I'm saying have a good future and everything.
Yeah, it's about like it's like you built McDonald's, and people just got to realize that we built McDonald's, and you know not everything is gonna always be perfect. So things happen when it happen. Life has never been perfect for me. I always had to adjust and adapt. So you know once he's able to do shows and travel, the right way and stuff like that, we'll give her, another shot at a reunion or something like that, and keep giving these people what we work so hard to give them, which is a good show, good music, great memories, and that kind of thing.
For sure, for sure. Okay, well, I wanted to ask you now. There was some stuff that happened. I don't know what happened, but you were allegedly had some issues at Tycoon Weekend at 50 Cent's party. Is there
Allegedly,
allegedly? Is there anything you could talk about?
nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody over there cool. Shout out to 50. Um, I was on probation, and he said I was on probation, but I could come back to Tycoon uh, next year. So the next Tycoon, we're gonna do it big again, man. I had a good time at Tycoon, and yeah, shouts out to all those guys, man.
Okay.
They say I beef with Tony Yayo. I'm like, bro, Tony Yayo was my brother. I never had no problem with Yayo. Like I was just with him in Magic City the other day. It wasn't like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, Tony Yayo cleared that up in an interview. He said he did try to calm you down about something, but he didn't have no luck calming you down. But he
Nah,
didn't really he didn't
it ain't
elaborate
nothing.
on
It
it.
ain't nothing to talk about. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing crazy happen like that, man.
Okay. So what all are you working on? What all do you have coming up?
So right now, I got the new single Galaxy out, as I explained. I'm about to drop another single pretty soon. I actually just decided which one I'm gonna drop on the way to this interview right now. So just get ready for that. Uh, I've been working on this RSVP album. So it's Ray J, Sammy, Bobby V, and myself just on some R&B stuff. We dropped a single called Money Everywhere. The video is out for that as well. And we kind of just been touring and getting that off the ground as well. So I just been dibbling, dabbling in that. And just, I'm always in the studio writing, man. So I'm ducked off writing for some of the best. And that's it. I stay out of the way. And that's it. That's me.
Well, that's what it is, man. Well, pleasure, P, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to the work coming up. I know you guys got a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Your journey through music has been a dope thing, man. Dope thing to watch. And you know what I'm saying? Just want to see you win.
Yeah, man. That's all I need is for people to want to see me win. But a lot of people don't know the story or the real story. So that's what we got to get out. And I need people like you when I'm not in rooms to say, nah, man, this is what's real. I talked to this guy. He's a good guy. That's all you need. And by the time those kind of things catch up, you know, that's how you help me win. So anybody watching this, that's how you can help me win, you know, if you want to see me win.
That's what it is, man. I will let them know, man, if it comes up.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, bro.
All right,
man,
champ.
I appreciate you taking the time, man.
All right, thanks for having me. One.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.